Welcome back to a new episode of Noise and Nonsense. Today we're sitting in with T-Bex. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Spring has sprung. The crocuses are up. Depression has vanished within a week.
Spring peepers are super noisy.
Yeah, I bet you have a bunch up by you.
Yeah. It's a noisy drive home, and actually almost stepped on a toad the other morning walking, which was like, man, it's like super warm if the toads have are out there.
All running around already?
Wandering around.
So, for people who don't know, can you describe your music, and can you get into Bedrock a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. So I would say I make like rap music, rap hip hop. I'm from Bedford, Indiana, and very supportive of that. Created the record label 812 Bedrock Records, and that was mainly after studying more and getting introduced to Nipsey Hussle and seeing the way that he structured everything and how he really did everything. It was like more self-made and more of a community focus come up.
Yep. And
And that's something I've always been about. So I really like that, and it just made it make sense, you know.
Yep.
And if you listen to any of Nipsey Hussle's music, he literally lays out the blueprint for everything that he does and how to do it. So that just like I also found Nipsey at a time where I was going through a spiritual awakening. So it was kind of just like perfect timing.
Yeah.
Divine timing.
Yeah.
You know.
What was that spiritual awakening for you?
It's been a minute. I slept since then.
That's all right. Just ego death and...
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Noticing that my time is definitely coming, you know, that I had to focus on me. I won't lie, it came after a powerful trip I had off of mushrooms, and I was just staring at the sky and just staring at the stars. I could see that like the sky was like a dome, and it all just started to make sense in that moment. And it was just like, I don't have to win every time, you know? Like, I don't have to be the main guy, the main character 24/7.
Yep.
That I can focus on my craft, that I can focus on my path, and that I can focus on what I'm building from the foundation, because that's where it all starts. And a strong foundation is what builds an empire.
Yeah.
Right? And it was like powerful thoughts, and it was just so eye-opening. Like, I don't know, I have lyrics about it, and I have lyrics about little sayings or whatnot, but it was like, one of them is, I don't have an ounce of doubt. And it's like, I really don't. Like, any doubts that I have about what I'm gonna do, or like the things that I want to do with music and stuff, honestly come from seeing other people's reactions.
Yep.
Which is where, like, I don't know, I heard an artist once say, you can't invest in the highs and lows, right? So it doesn't matter if someone likes or doesn't like what you're doing. What matters is that they're promoting it.
Yep.
Like, you got to take that from a business standpoint, right? And so that's what started to make sense too, is like the business side of music. And I don't know, it was just a very powerful moment, just taking it all in at once. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of relates. Like, I feel like listening to your music, a lot of your music is inspirational and uplifting.
Yeah.
And is that purposeful in your craft?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's like the person that obviously there's like where I came from, and like the experiences and the traumas and stuff that I like went through my childhood, but then how I cope with that, and like understanding that there is where you came from and there's where you're going. What you have control over is from here on.
Yep.
The moment you take control is the moment that you start living your life, essentially. And so letting go of those those burdens that I was carrying, you know.
Yep.
And yeah, I want people to do that too, or be inspired to do that. Nipsey has a lyric where he says, "Aspire to inspire," and I'm just like, oh, I feel that,
Yep.
you know.
To the top together is another thing that I've heard a
Yeah.
lot. Like, bring those with you
Yeah, for
as
sure.
you're on your way up.
That's the biggest thing is like I always, especially now, looking at music from a business standpoint, if you really want to do it on a bigger scale, it takes building things that you can essentially get cash flow from so that you can put money into it, right?
Yep.
And so like that in turn turns into creating jobs for the community, for the people around you who are also like having the same vision. And that's one thing I would love to see happen is like the local community come together more.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess, would you mind talking about that a little bit more, like some of the ideas you have for
Oh, yeah.
generating more?
Oh yeah, I don't mind at all. Well, I have a group of friends, and I'll just say very vaguely about this. We've talked about creating our own rec center, and I mean, I think to the stars. Like I think to the moon whenever I think about stuff or whenever I build stuff. So I'm like every sport, every possible like athletic thing that you can think of, like an indoor skate park, indoor like swimming pools, indoor basketball courts, soccer courts, right? So like even before I came here, I was thinking about it, and I was like, I had this vision that like that would come to life if you bought like an old mall, you know, because that would have enough space that you could build, say like a warehouse or like a garage size, like say 6-car garage, like semi garage.
Yep.
Pole barn, I guess what people call
Yeah,
those.
yeah.
Yeah. You could build some big building like that next to it, have basketball courts and stuff in that, and then turn the rest of the mall into a facility that people can use, and it would have different exits and entrances and stuff to where, you know, you could go to just your section or you could walk around or whatnot. But I don't know, just stuff like that. And then of course all the jobs that you would need the people to run that. You know what I mean? So that would just come from having the right, I guess, people in place, I guess. Everything's a team, right? So having the right people in place so that you could, so that you could get the right funding, whether it's from sponsorships, whether it's from grants, whether it's from donations, whether it's from volunteer. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like if we bring the community together, there's enough people wanting to do this that we can get it going, right? It's just getting the right people in place is really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But something like that, I think it would be cool to get like, I've thought about vending machines, laundromats, stuff like that. If we built a local record label, say like 812 Bear Rock Records, right? As of right now, I'm just like a self-proprietorship. So it's really just me in my studio rapping. It's just, it looks more structured, and whenever music starts paying for itself, that's the way I view it. I think it should pay for itself. And it gets to that point that it needs to be more official, I'll do those things. Mm-hmm. But so yeah, as of right now, it's just that. But once it gets to that point, that creates jobs, and then everyone with their experience can have their own area. Like I'm not trying to be stingy with anything. I want it to happen, and things happen by collaboration.
Yep.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's important too. Just with the world's climate, I think people are looking more for that connection to local community, and you know, as the world gets bigger, we almost need to get smaller, and you know, focus on those who are directly around us.
Yeah.
And that's where the support and, you know,
I mean, it's happened plenty of times where, like in history, where groups of people or areas have created their own economy, and they were like very rich and very like well off.
Yep.
You know, and it's so like, I don't know if we just get the right people in place.
Yep.
You know.
So if we take it back to music here, like you said, you grew up in Bedford, Indiana.
Yes.
Where did your love for music begin in your life?
Oh, whenever I was a really young kid, my grandparents used to play music in the house all the time. That was like a more common thing, to always hear music going instead of just like silence or TV noise, you know? And so just picking out records, whether it be from, I don't know, I think I always had a thing for the lean, like the R&B records with the lean on them.
Yep.
So like I would always pick those out. So I listened to a lot of Michael Jackson at a young age.
I was going to say Michael Jackson's the first one that
Yeah.
comes to mind with the lean pose.
Yeah, I listened to a lot of Michael Jackson at a young age. We had a lot of Elvis playing, and then of course, like on my dad's side of the family, they listen to old country music, like Waylon Jennings,
Nice.
David Allan Coe, you know, Willie Nelson, you know, all those guys, the good old boys, right? And then as I got into like more of an age where I was spending more time with my mom, she was listening to like DMX and Eminem at that time. So like I got into like hip hop at that age, probably I would say I was like 3 or 4. Listening to that in the back seat.
Nice.
I know. Steph and I are laughing because I was in college listening to DMX.
Yeah. Well, I was also laughing because it made me feel better about some of the stuff my kids listen to.
Oh, for sure.
I'm always like, should I be
that too.
listening to this? I don't care. We're going to anyway. Yeah.
So what was the music that you heard and you're like, I want to do that? What was your
that
your
moment
click?
where I decided I want to be like an artist, or I wanted to do those things?
Yep.
Yeah.
I would say in 2007, let's see, I was in like 5th or 6th grade. I had a brother who was a senior in high school going into college, so around that age, right? And he would burn off mixtapes, and whenever he came down, I would steal them out of his car. And I got a hold of one that was Lil Wayne, but it was like Lil Wayne mixtapes, like the mixtape era. And so I got a bunch of songs that like no one, like at this time I was going to school in Mitchell, Indiana.
Okay.
So like that's even smaller than Bedford. And so no one had heard mixtape, like hip hop type stuff. Or like very few did, if they did, you know what I mean? So I would listen to these songs at home in my room, and then I'd remember the lyrics, and I'd go to school, and I would rap these songs thinking that everyone knew them. Because, you know, at a young age, you always think, like, well, if I know this, everyone knows this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I would just go and sing these songs or rap these songs or whatever, repeat these songs, and girls thought that I could rap. and then I kind of got a little bit of attention from, you know, some of the older girls in school, because we were in middle school, right? So I was in 6th grade, and like 8th grade girls started looking at me, and they're like, "Oh, look at this guy, you know, he's smooth with the words."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I want to be Lil Wayne. Like I want to be like Lil Wayne," is what it was. And then the Carter 3 came out. And I had to go, my parents didn't want me listening to explicit music. They found a couple of those CDs in my room. And they were like, "Did you hear what this Dwayne Michael Carter III said?" And I was like, no, I'm not listening to it like that, Mom. Like, I'm hearing the music. I'm hearing, like, you know, the wordplay. I'm studying this, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I was so fascinated with it. And my mom was just, one night, I'll never forget this. One night, my mom printed off the lyrics and read them to me.
Oh no.
Yeah, like a poetry slam.
Oh, without the flow, just
Yes.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But of course, she's doing it to make a point.
Yeah.
To like tell me like why this is inappropriate. Oh, you like this?
Did you bring back up? You're like, Mom, at 3 we were listening to Eminem in the car. I mean, come on.
Oh, this was a different mother, but yes.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
I was adopted.
Okay.
But yes, my adopted mom, she printed off the lyrics and was reading them to me, making a point.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, but he just flows so well.
Yeah.
It was the No Ceilings. It was
Okay.
the No Ceilings mixtape. She got a hold of one of those
Yeah.
songs, and he was flowing on that mixtape.
I definitely had an experience like that, and it taught me one thing, and it was clean my own room. And
Yeah.
it was like in high school, my mom cleaned my room, and I had just, did the thing that all kids do where you just kind of shove it like under your bed to make your room clean. And she had decided, I'm going to clean this because it's gross. And she found the lyric page to my Red Hot Chili Pepper Blood Sugar Sex Magic
Yeah.
album, and she threw it away.
Oh no.
Then she felt really guilty and rebought it for me
Oh,
in
that's
CD
awesome.
form. So I went from tape to CD, and I was like, thanks, Mom.
Moving along with the times too.
Yeah.
I remember that era too, like having like the binder of CDs. Like you either had the two
yeah.
or you had the
Yep.
one,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
in the car.
Yeah.
And I kind of miss that, having that, like listening to music used to be experience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of just going to hit two buttons, let it play, and whatever. You used to
Yeah.
sit down with the CD, record, tape, whatever,
Yeah.
and have it in your hand and opening it and actually putting it in. It became like a ritual experience.
And
Like,
because you paid for it, you're like, well, I might not like 3 or 4 of these songs, but I'm gonna learn
I'm
to like
listening to
them
it.
because
Yeah.
this
Right.
I just paid for this.
and I remember doing that, the little throwback with, it was like 1998 when you were like 4. No. But
I was 2.
Yeah, me too.
I had bought Crowbar Oddfellows Rest, right? And I listened to it, and I didn't fully love the full album at first, but I was like, I paid for this. I'm fucking listening to this shit. Now,
Yeah.
I love it all now, but at the time, my metal taste haven't evolved to that point.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, yeah, it's like it is a different. I don't even think about it now, but I might pull up a new album on Apple Music, right? And it's like,
Yep.
if I don't like it, I just skip it, and
Yeah.
I don't think anything about like the fact that I might only want to listen to 3 songs because it's there. And
See, that's what I personally like Apple Music and streaming for, is the fact that you can do that.
yeah,
But if there's an album, even to this day, that I really like it, I'll go buy the CD
I
version.
do that as well.
And then
yeah.
and then I have, the pleasure of having the whole
Yeah.
experience of
Yep.
listening through the whole
I-
thing. Even if there's a few of them I don't like,
Yeah.
I'll just, like you said, force myself to listen to them because
yeah,
I'm big on listening to the whole album. That's a big
Yeah.
thing of mine.
That's I
Same.
bought a record like player just for that, where it's like, man, I gotta support like my favorite musicians. So if I really like something, I'll buy the record
Right.
and just have that music experience to be like, I'm gonna sit out here in my studio and listen to this on record and enjoy it.
It's funny you say that because I've been buying records and I don't even have a record player.
Yeah,
I think it's just
for
having
support.
that big
Yeah,
piece of media is just, I don't know, something that's really cool, especially about vinyl, like CDs or whatever, because it's like all plastic and I feel
Yeah.
weird about plastic. I know there's plastic in fucking vinyl,
Yeah.
but I don't know, just something about the record. It kind of brings me back because that's when I started listening to music. My dad was
Yeah.
big into music. I was born in 1980. I'm old as shit. So like,
Yeah, me too.
my dad was all freaking vinyl, and I think that's kind of reconnects maybe the nostalgia of.
yeah. I prefer. I would buy more CDs. I unfortunately upgraded my car, and the bummer of it is it's like there's
They
no
don't-
CD players
all
in cars
Bluetooth.
anymore.
Yep, everything's
That's
Bluetooth.
like that's how I like a lot of local bands. I love buying their CDs or tapes, and I do have like both access, but like my CD player is like kind of works most of the time, and it's just not an easy like replacement. It's like I
Yeah.
should find one that I want, I guess. But
Right.
yeah.
Let's segue into your music creation.
Okay.
You do all your own beats and stuff, correct?
No, I have to come clean. I do not. So I'm getting there. I'm getting into that. I'm surrounded by artists and
Yeah.
musicians, and creative minds. So I always have people sending me beats
Yep.
and like let me try stuff out. For the most part, whenever I'm writing or whenever I'm coming up with a song, my process is just to go to YouTube and pull up a type beat, I try to find ones that say that they're free or that are free for use. Of course, if you could leave their tags in them or whatever.
Yep.
Right. But also with that mindset, I also understand that if anything happens with this music, I have to take it down essentially.
Yeah.
Or I have to go into business contracts and stuff like that with those people who created that music,
Yeah.
of course. So whichever way that would take, but of course I would have to sit down with them and talk first before we move further with that.
Yep.
Which at that point we would probably recreate and restructure and just do business from there on because they got me to that point.
Yep.
Is the way I think about that. But all in due time, right?
Yeah.
Right. But I do have some people. I have a friend who I don't know if I'm allowed to name drop or not.
Yeah.
But I have a friend named Sebastian who he was in the military, and before he left me his whole computer. Like he built like a gaming computer to produce on.
Yep.
He left me his whole computer, his monitors, some equipment and stuff like that. And he's like, you'll do more with it than I will.
That's awesome.
And so like that had a bunch of beats where he was learning to use FL and putting beats together and stuff like that. Probably I would say 100 to 200 beats that he put together that I've just been going through myself and selecting. He also left me with like a memory stick that I can like transport them from the computer to my laptop.
Yep.
Because I like using my laptop to produce on. It's a MacBook, but it's so old that I need a new one. I need to get a new one. I just, I definitely ride things out until they are done,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's been Old Faithful for so long, but it is starting to lag a little bit. I use GarageBand to put a lot of my lyrics together with the instrumentals and stuff. Even if I create a beat, I usually create on my phone, just on the GarageBand app on my phone.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's super
That's
handy.
Awesome.
Yeah, and put stuff together that way, and then I'll send it to my laptop, pull it up on GarageBand there, and then I got an interface and microphone.
Yep.
And I just record on that. I got a couple plugins I put together just off GarageBand, but it's so many artists have done that.
Yeah.
You at this point you can't knock it because it's worked so many times, enough times for it to be true enough. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the awesome thing about technology is now that it's so accessible that anyone can literally do it. Like you said, you have a laptop, you can make music.
Bro,
Yeah.
the whole idea of my record label is in my pocket.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's me, my thoughts, and my devices, essentially.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's with AI now, it's even to the point to where if I wanted to write lyrics, because in a way I look at myself as a songwriter, I have I am T Bex, that's a persona I created to help me cope with life, but as for what I do, I'm a songwriter. So if I wanted to write song lyrics for a different genre or study that for a little bit, which I have done, I can just create an AI artist
Yeah.
and put that up, and then they have their whole own flow, rhythm, everything,
Yep.
which is so crazy.
Yep.
Not that I want to do that.
Yeah.
It's crazy that people have that option now.
Yep.
You can literally create a studio full of friends with devices
Yeah. It's
that you
insane.
have at your fingertips.
Yep.
And nowadays kids are growing up with tablets. You know what I mean? So it's the things that they're going to be able to do with them and the way they're going to understand
Oh,
AI,
yeah.
it's going to be so much different.
Yep. Going back to the songwriting process.
I'm good at that.
No, you're good. So, do you go in to the beat with lyrics more often, or do you hear it and get inspired by the instrumentals and then write to that?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So a lot of times it'll come from me just bullshitting, jingling, or whatever, coming up with little phrases or whatnot, and then I'll be like, oh, that's a bar.
Yeah.
And then I'll sit down and I'll find a beat, and then I'll start writing to it, and then before you know, I'll have a stanza, and sometimes I'm so I personally think I'm terrible at writing hooks, but whenever I explain it, people are like, oh, that's so simple, that makes sense, that's how you should do it, you know what I mean? So usually what I do is whenever I write a hook, I'll come up with essentially four bars that all will give you the general idea of what the song's about. And then they'll be like to a rhyme pattern, flow or scheme or whatever, right? And then off of that, I now have 4 bars, so I can write, if I want, 4 verses about each individual bar.
Nice.
Like a verse about each one, right?
Yeah.
And so then go in and based off the beat that I selected, that'll let me know how much space I have to write that verse. And then go in and then back to the hook. And then if you want a bridge, or if you have something that doesn't really fit with the whole, doesn't really fit with the verse, doesn't really fit with the hook, bridge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I have to ask, like obviously, are you self-taught, or do you have like some like background in music? Because it's like you're talking about stanzas and bars. It's like the big joke with like my band is we're like, you play that thing like 4 times, that thing I played through, and like we have like zero like technical like discussion about like our riffs. We're just like, that thing, do it twice. I don't know how many bars it is.
That part that sounded cool right there.
Yeah,
do that again.
Do it again. Do it 3 times.
Yeah. Completely self-taught.
Nice.
100%.
Nice.
I don't know. So like my parents who adopted me, they have always wanted me to learn an instrument so that I could read music. But like I took choir in middle school. I don't get it. That doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? Reading music like that, reading hymns in church or anything like that does not make sense to me. I mean, I did get taught like how to like understand how to read a hymn, right? So like I do understand how it's broken up, and I guess that's where the experience or the understanding comes from, how to like write lyrics. And then from seeing lyrics written on like Apple Music or whatever, whenever you watch songs or whenever you look them up on Google, seeing how they're stanza together. It's like I just kind of peeped that, and I was like, okay, cool, so this is how like the hook is. And then I would understand like, okay, these songs I like, I can write songs like this, or right, because I said like I love Lil Wayne, so I studied how he like wrote his stuff, or he freestyled his stuff, but I studied how it was structured, right? And so I was like, okay, so this is what essentially he's doing. And then I just kind of mimicked that. And after I've done it so many times, you know what I mean? Like
those at home, T brought in a whole bunch of lyric books. You got some stuff there,
bro. And the crazy thing is that I dug this stuff out. I haven't looked at this. This is stuff I did before I was probably 21.
Okay.
So this is pretty old right here. It's almost 10 years old now, But I keep this stuff because every now and then I'll honestly get down about stuff. You get not really doubtful, but you get like kind of in like a writer's block moment where like you're not producing creative things that are inspiring you to keep producing creative things. And you kind of got to reflect on, look at what I have done to get to this point. Like, I deserve this breath,
And I think that's a good point. That's genre wide. It doesn't matter.
100%.
I think everyone goes through that at some point. Like, man, I do it all the time. Man, my riffs are fucking trash. Like, this is, I'm not even going to bring this to the band, but I spent a whole week on this. Like 20 hours working on this. But I'm just going to delete it.
Well, I peep that in almost everything, like sports. Like basketball players, like if you pick your favorite basketball player, they gone through that. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know, I think that's like whenever you're truly competing with yourself to be the best you can be at what you want to do, like that's what that is. You know what I mean?
And imposter, I forgot what it was called for a second. I blanked out there. Imposter syndrome is real.
Yes.
I'm going to cut that little bit out.
Make it sound like we were right on it.
I knew. I definitely knew what I was going to say.
But so these are just old books. And so like whenever I was in school, these are like mixtapes I created. This was all before I got on streaming services.
Okay.
So these are like me writing those mixtapes essentially, and structuring I'm
Dude, that
also,
shit is
like-
full.
Yes, like
Front and back.
Front and back.
I'm not kidding over here. You know, like we even got a little bit more.
Tiny
Holy
writing
shit,
too,
it is.
not just fold, but like tiny writing full.
Holy shit.
I had a pit bull that got a hold of this one, but
Sure, yeah. Dog ate your homework.
Yeah.
yeah.
Those are lyrics he didn't like.
Yeah.
For real. I was like, that's what I told my friends. My friends came over, and honestly, I think one of my friends found it on the floor.
Is
And
that considered constructive criticism or not? I'm not sure.
right?
Deconstructive criticism.
And I was just like, man, like, yeah, it was a moment. But yeah, all of these. And then once you open this binder,
You realize you're gonna have to share something from all this with us, right?
oh, for
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
100%. This binder is actually stuff that I was doing whenever I was in school. So like that's why I love this, is because even if they're not the best, this is some like somewhere in here I have like the first song I ever wrote, and it's so crazy to see all this. People ask me how many songs have I written, and I say I'm probably 2,000.
Yeah, I was gonna,
You know?
just from looking at
And
these
this is like
books,
stuff from 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
you have a whole catalog of music right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like saving like old lyrics or something that I've written, even if I don't use like the exact song, just to give yourself inspiration for like writing a new one.
And then
It's always
like,
beneficial to hold on to all that.
right. Oh, for sure. Like even if it's like one little part from an
Yeah.
old song,
Yeah.
you can really turn that into a hook or
Yeah.
or whatever, for real.
Yep.
But and then of course nowadays I just write in my notes. So I have
Oh,
so
holy
many
shit.
notes.
Dude. So you write a lot.
I do.
Are you basically constantly writing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like if I get an idea and I think like, yeah, this could potentially be something. Like I've written so many. I don't want to sound like I you know, but
Yeah.
I've written so many songs that I can really tell when a moment's coming, that like, or like when something I came up with can really be turned into something,
Mm-hmm.
or sometimes like, I don't know, it'd be something like a phrase that someone says, or like,
Yep.
you know, just like an old saying or something like that. Like it'll just spark like a whole thought process or a thought train or whatever you want to think about it, and I'll just go with it. And I'm like, yeah, that's
Yep.
cool.
So I only wrote lyrics to one song ever. It was my first band. And you know what inspired me was Lauryn Hill and Killing Them Softly. Like something about the lyrics of that song, like I cannot remember what the song was about, but I know it was very heavily inspired by
Oh wow.
Killing Them Softly.
Yeah.
And
That-
yeah, just hearing some of that. And that was a metal project as well. So like,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
dating myself again.
No, that's cool because
Well,
you
thanks.
explained that, and it's like I know, like I understand what you just said
Yep.
by the feeling that you get whenever you
Yeah.
do that. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
like I don't know what it is about my astrology or whatever, but like I feel things.
Yep.
Like, and I remember feelings. Like I
Yep.
remember moments of life by how like I felt in that moment.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always fun to have can be like kind of troubling to have a song that does like bring up a lot of feelings though, right? If you have
Right.
to like perform it live.
Oh yes.
So,
Oh yes. That's
yeah.
one thing I wonder, because like I have some songs I want to release, and it's like I can't even listen to them in the studio with, like I can't get through them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, how are you gonna perform that? But at the same time, it's like I see artists nowadays on like social media, like reels. The crowd finishes the lyrics for them,
Yeah.
Oh,
and I'm just like, that's such a wholesome moment to have that. Like,
it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
like it's like you're in a room full of people who care about you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because they feel that, they've been through that too. Like you guys share that. That's so cool.
And I can relate that. I grew up in like the hardcore scene, so a lot of hardcore, and that there's hardcore is all about the community and unity. And a lot happens a lot is the stage gets rushed because they want that microphone so they can fucking get into those and
Oh, wow.
and get those lyrics out themselves. And yeah, that's the shit I love is that there
Yeah.
doesn't happen so much in death metal or whatever. But yeah, I remember very vividly from my younger days in that community. Well, man, what else do you like to do? What do you do Sunday mornings?
I'll play basketball.
Yeah, you do.
I'd be
Yeah.
hooping.
I heard that you have a killer 3-point shot.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
I actually heard it was lethal,
Yeah.
and that you can't keep your eyes off of you
I
if
tell
you're on
you-
the 3-point line.
I tell you what. Here's the thing. I make them guard me. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, I really, the type of game that I like to play is I like to pass the ball a lot. I love making the best play. You know, those plays, like we watch highlight reels, you know what I mean? And the thing that I always peep from the highlight reel is how the play developed. You know, it was that screen, or it was that pass, or it was the lob, you know? And if it weren't for those things, the play wasn't there.
Yep.
So, like, I always noticed there was a lack of people wanting to be that guy, you know? And so I always fell into that position. But then I also, like, on my own time will practice, like, my shot, or practice, like, a move or something like that. So whenever I go to pick up ball, like, it's not like a game or anything. It doesn't matter if you win or lose one bit. So that's whenever I'll try random stuff. And honestly, sometimes it catches people off guard. Sometimes it gets other people open on the court, and then I can pass to them, or people will start guarding them and think that I'm not doing anything. And then, you know, little do they know,
Yep.
I got something for them.
I will speak how great that community is, the basketball community here in Bloomington. Everyone is extremely kind and friendly,
Oh, yeah.
and I haven't played basketball really in about a year, but I miss you all,
Oh,
and I miss that court. I get the itch every once in a while, and then I think about getting hurt, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
You know,
I don't know, man.
Hey, some people show up and they'll just chill out on the sideline sometimes. Like, you
Yeah.
can always pop in.
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've even thought about that. There's a while back ago where we had league going on down in Bedford, and then I was playing like almost every night. Somewhere I was playing pickup. So I went like 15 days straight.
The children returned.
Yay. I went 15 days straight playing basketball every night
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
for
wow.
like 2-3
That's intense.
hours.
Yeah.
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 But like,
I would have been broken.
it was
Done.
something, you
Yeah.
know. But I don't know what the point was. I was getting to.
Just
Sitting
hanging
on
out.
the sidelines.
Yeah.
some-
Oh yeah. There's a couple of nights I didn't want to go to ball. I just showed up and like took it easy, or
Yeah.
like, you know, just chill out a little bit instead of getting next. You know, I'll get next after that.
Yep.
You know, like play a couple games, take it like 50%.
Yeah.
But yeah, I even when the guys hit me up in group chats, or they text me or whatever, I always say like I'm down for family time, because they really are. They're like my family.
Yep.
That's awesome. So what about live playing? Where does T-Bex go for live shows?
Oh, I lack performing right now. It's something
Okay.
I've been struggling with. I need to work on it. I need to get more involved. I also want to go to more shows. I want to get out there and just experience that, you know.
Yeah.
But
Expand some of the music at some of the venues here in town, right?
right,
Yeah.
I moved up here with the idea, like with the game plan of what I was gonna do, and then life, the universe had other plans for me, so I ended up taking a little bit of a break from like focusing so much on music. But I did recently, last year, 2025, I dropped a song every month, and I tried, like, I didn't do too much, but I tried to put out like a reel or a post about it on social media,
Yep.
and just get like that small little gathered
Yeah.
of people. But like, I mean, off of that, I also, like, off of not even trying, like knowing that I'm not trying, I pulled in like 15K streams off of just a year of being consistent every month.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Consistency is important for
And
sure.
it's like, that was no money promoted, like
Yeah.
nothing like that. It
Yeah.
was 100% all just like, let's see what this does.
Yeah, organic.
Yeah, and I also wanted to see what people reacted to,
Yep.
you know, because it's one thing to send someone an audio file and then they text you back like, oh, that sounds cool,
Yeah.
you know. But it's
Yeah.
another thing to be able to like just put it out for whoever
Yeah.
to hear, and then get the reaction back from the audience worldwide, and also to see how easy it is to distribute music worldwide.
Yeah.
That's just mind blowing. I have people all over the world listening to T-Bex,
Yep.
you know, and it's like, I even have a lyric where I say, imagine if I essentially like imagine if I listened to haters like saying like I wouldn't be able to do this or like, you know, do what I want to do because I'm a kid from Bedford wanting to rap, right? But it's like I've done this and it's had so much positive effect on so many people, you know?
Yep.
And it's traveled so far. And it's just like, how could I not do this?
I'm wearing I miss the Laughing Planet, and people are giving me thumbs up through the window.
I'm sure it was just for noise and nonsense.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a question. So, David, do you have like our intro, like just the music accessible?
Yes.
Is there a possibility that we could play it and you could put a rap to it?
Oh, probably.
Just for fun? Like,
probably.
see what happens?
Probably.
Okay.
We can see.
Cut at 50:15. I do have a rap beat.
You do?
Yeah, loaded into this. I wrote it.
Oh, okay, even better. Let's try
Wait.
that.
Let me see if I can find this shit.
Let's see what
You can
got.
tell us
Okay.
to fuck off too if you're like, no, I don't want to
No,
be on
you're
the
okay.
spot.
This is the
Yeah.
only rap
I'm-
beat I've ever.
I'm either going to freestyle or cheat and read
That is
lyrics.
not
That's
it.
not a rap beat.
But we'll see what happens. So
This used to be the intro. I wrote this as the intro to my old podcast.
Okay.
there's been a couple times I had friends send me beats, and they were the perfect, like BPM or whatever for
Yeah.
a song I was already working on.
Oh, yeah.
So since it was their beat, I would go ahead and record my lyrics for the song I'm working on their beat and send
then
it
go
back to
write
them.
something.
I'd,
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
send it back to them in like 20 minutes, and they're like, "How did you do this?"
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I just do this, you know.
Yeah.
But like honestly, it was something that I've been working on for like weeks, maybe months.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is one I wrote. This is probably 5 or so years ago.
Okay.
All right, it's slower. If you have anything slower.
Okay. I got something.
All right.
Let's see. I'm in the 812, trying to excel. Like I caught 4 pair of shoes, and when I checked 812s, as the players sit down and the cards get dealt. I know they play book right now, they down themselves. I've been in them shoes, they at home on the shelf. Bro said he wanna cop 'em when I'm ready to sell. We supposed to link up, but I couldn't bring myself. I know them joints fire, help me walk through hell. Who knew? Yeah, who knew that all this shit be worth something? Who knew? Yeah. I'm in the 812, trying to prevail. Temptation all around me, I'm just trying not to fail. A couple of my homies ain't here to tell the tale, but knowing if they were, you pussies tucking tail. Vouched for me back when they told me I was too pale. The motherfucker wavy, you finna need a sale. Consistency and discipline contagious as hell. My homies help me shine and they want the same for themselves. Who knew? I messed it up.
No, that's pretty
That
good
was
though.
pretty rad. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the old podcast intro.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one. You want it? Run with it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was decent. That was a decent
Yeah.
little jam. I
Thanks.
like that. And that sounds more it sounds more rocky. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I like the tempo to it. It sounds more like a rock star song. You know what I mean?
I think that's probably my musical background bleeding through.
Yeah, but like I love that because you see more hip hop artists doing music like that live nowadays.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, if you want to send me that, I would
Yeah.
do something with that.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
I'll send it to you.
I would love that.
My one friend Aaron tells me that everything I write sounds like video game music, so including my metal stuff. He's like, yeah, that just sounds like something in a video game.
That's
Nice.
funny.
It's probably true.
And he might not be doing
Yo,
it
that was your
anymore.
knee?
that was
Yo.
that was a knee or an
Somebody is
ankle.
playing too much basketball. Yeah.
That was a knee or an ankle, you know. Just stretch.
That
Just
came
stretch.
through on the mic. That's hilarious.
My bad.
No, you're good. That was a good laugh. But
You would think I have a chiropractor in here, you know.
well, we're just about out of time. Where's the best place for folk to keep up on you? Where do they find the info?
You can find info follow my Instagram. You can follow my I usually have like a dot card link that I just send to people. I don't really memorize all these things.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
We don't even know our own band's Instagram, so
Everyone has to look it up. It's a common theme.
yeah, it's kind of funny.
So actually, I'll give you my fan hub. So I have a fan hub page that I created through an app with my United Masters, I guess. It's
Cool.
like a separate map or
Okay.
a separate app that's also like a part of United Masters, I guess. So let's see here. This is fans.unheard.com/artist/tbags.
There it is. Well, thank you coming in, sitting down
thanks.
with us,
Yeah, nice chatting.
and spending some time, man.
For
Good to
sure.
see you.
Yes, I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for listening, and we'll catch you next time.